My lawyers just responded to Blake Lively, and I gotta say, I think they destroyed her. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. I'm live with It's Kim, and we are going through our response to Blake Lively's cross motion to compel me to give my sources up to the District of Tampa, Middle District of Florida, Tampa Division. And my attorneys have responded along with a declaration from myself, which we're going to go through, and one of my old bosses to confirm I am, in fact, a journalist and was employed as a journalist during a key point in what Blake tried to argue. All right, now, Kim, help me get some notes. We're going to go through this together. I want to go through sort of the best of, if you will, of sort of points to proof. And then we're going to go through it and read the whole thing during our live. But starting with Blake's, it's still wild to me. We're in 2025 and I have a Popcorn Planet Inc. versus Blake Lively. You could have never told me we were going to be in this world, Kim, but here we are. And she went on to try to, a Florida attorney, Sigrid McCrawley or something. She decided to come after me and say, not only should I be moved to compel, but I'm not a journalist. He's publicly declared that I'm not a paid journalist, describes himself instead as a content maker and online content strategist who is an expert at helping get clicks, build more engaged fact base through recurring content, blah, blah, blah. He's driven clicks and engagement on his website and other social media by lambasting actress and entrepreneur Blake Lively for reporting SH on the set of It Ends With Us. That's not at all what I've done, is lambasted her on set. That's like so offensively false and incorrect, but we will continue to read this nonsense. Began to create an anti-Lively content in the mid-2004. It's garnered hundreds of such pieces, calling Miss Lively a mean girl who lies, is heartless, delusional, shallow, entitled, who will lose her litigation she initiated because she is not a victim, but rather the aggressor, notwithstanding the retaliatory now dismissed $400 million countersuit. I stand by everything I've reported there also. That's my opinions. Miss Lively initiated the underlying litigation, blah, 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 blah. Let's go through some of these specifics and we're going to combat them each. So look, she's bringing up her whole case. She sells the whole case in the beginning. We don't need to go through all that, but she's sort of telling this judge in Tampa, well, this is all the things and this is on why I'm right. She then goes on to say that I've created nearly 200 pieces of anti-Lively content. In the IMDb biography, he wrote, Mr. Signore does not call himself a journalist, instead describes himself as a creator, writer, director, in numerous widely popular digital series, and a content maker and online strategist. Same with his LinkedIn profile, in which he labels himself creative director in social media, online content strategy, summarizes profession as connecting brands, blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the reality to that. That's because those were made like 10 years ago. Those were made 10 years ago when I was in between positions. And during that period, I was also a journalist, but I wasn't getting gigs like that. And I had to make money at other times too. So I wore a lot of hats. I've had many roles throughout my career, including journalist at Screen Junkies and here at Popcorn Planet more recently. But they're trying to use a publicly editable IMDb and an outdated LinkedIn profile to pin me down as not a journalist. It is absolutely bonkers. We responded in kind on page 2 here. I want to get to it. Journalistic privilege, which we go into. She focuses entirely on this privilege that he does not satisfy the applicant definitions. This is me fighting back. Specifically, she suggests that Popcorn Planet and Mr. Signore are essentially one and the same and unable to protection. That's not true. We are independently funded through you guys, as well as I am salaried by this corporation, Popcorn Planet. And I'm the founder, CEO, main host, investigative reporter. And so journalistic privilege in Florida just states that professional journalist as a person regularly engaged in collecting, photographing, recording, writing, editing, reporting, or publishing news for gain of livelihood to obtain the information sought while working as a salaried employee of or independent contractor for newspaper, news journal, news agency, press, wire. You get the gist, right? Kim, do I fall in line with that? It feels pretty damn clear. I fall in line with that definition. What do you think?
Yes, it does. And the idea that I will say one thing, I don't want to make you go too far ahead. I believe it's on page 5, I think. The footnote there. So when we're talking about these social media profiles, the absolute insanity of thinking that someone's, Twitter bio or LinkedIn bio from years ago somehow defines exactly who they are, which is kind of hilarious because Andy's literally says on X that he is a CEO and a host of Popcorn Planet, which is daily news pop culture justice. So that would indicate that, yeah, there is news reporting happening on Popcorn Planet, which he is the CEO and the host of. On top of that, we had to bring up Blake Lively's Twitter profile then of the same.
She found her Twitter password.
So I don't know if you want to read the footnote because
it's just like Kim. Shout out to Kim for catching this note, and my lawyers jumped on it to provide an illustration on the relevance of using social media profiles as evidence. It should be noted that Miss Lively states, "I found my Twitter password," and links to her drink business. Thus, by Lively's own logic, she is not an actress or an entrepreneur. This is, of course, clearly not the case, just as Mr. Signore's social media profile is not dispositive evidence of his profession. Yes, 1,000% silly and crazy that's what she's trying to do. How? She's not an actress. She knows her Twitter password, right, Kim?
It's just... You're a reporter. You're a journalist. You're an independent journalist. You've made 2 documentary series. You've interviewed how many people? You've done I'm sorry. This is just ridiculous.
Found a smoking gun, Kim. I gotta call it out. Look at this.
You gotta address this, man. You gotta address it.
They found a tweet from 2020, an out of context tweet where apparently I said I am not a paid journalist. Oh no. Oh my, even though the description I pasted literally says a reporter is a type of journalist. So I was stupidly ignorant to trying to argue paid journalist versus reporter. I don't know what I was in some dumb Twitter beef in 2020. It was a pandemic. I was not of the right mindset.
Yeah, I think too, it's I think a lot of people, this has really opened my eyes to what the definition of a journalist is, because I think we have this image in our mind of a journalist has to be someone that you see on the news that has the reporter, cadence type thing of just going, today in the city, this happened, and then this person also did this. More at 11. And if you're not if you're not that person, you don't identify yourself as a journalist. And I feel like that's where you were in your mind at that point. You just didn't see yourself in that regard. So basically, what you wrote in that tweet was wrong. You were wrong, but you have since learned and grown. And regardless of that, whatever you said you were 5 years ago is irrelevant to what you are today.
Well, and what's just funny is the context of the full... The context of the full tweet, it does make it clear. I report news. I protect my sources. I all of this confirms what I'm doing. And then, yes, what was so amazing about as they found this, it reminded me, which we then highlighted to once again destroy her back. That tweet presented entirely out of context does not accurately represent his status. Riley Johnson, the CEO of Phantom Wire since 2017, confirms under penalty of perjury, Mr. Signore was indeed being compensated as a paid journalist. Here he is. Shout out to Riley. Love you, Riley. I forgot that at this period, when I was in between things trying to figure out, I had such a illustrious history at Screen Junkies. Riley sought me out to hire me to do news and scoops for Phantom Wire. And yes, he declared that, yep, Andy was, on August 2020, was paid to report exclusive news for a platform. That tweet is incorrect. So bravo, thank you. The website can confirm it as well. You guys can go check out. I was a paid journalist. So thank you for almost, in a way, Blake made my argument even better. So thank you, because I forgot about that period. Thank you. I've had so many different periods and so many jobs that, yes, I did. As they go in and say the full tweet, it really owns them in a way that just is incredibly embarrassing. We talk about the outdated evidence regarding, using the LinkedIn profile, and it's just absolute nonsense. And then I want to go into this investigative thing. They keep trying to call me a content creator. It's this thing they keep trying to do. And they did a very good job here breaking down how that's bullshit. The term content creator isn't, it's irrelevant. To begin with, the term content is so broad that it would encompass virtually any journalist publishing in digital formats. Courts have consistently rejected attempts to deny privilege based on semantics rather than substance. So you can keep trying to label me or say I put it somewhere. It doesn't matter. What do I actually do? That's what matters. And it's all clear, even on my Twitter bio, what we do, which is report news. Now, I want to share, there's a lot of, we're going to go through in the live, there's a lot of relevant law and really important stuff that we go through. But I want to go through something important, which is in my declaration. In my declaration, I admit, look, there's nothing happened in 2024. Not paid by anybody. Nobody, not only just the Wayfarers, but nobody has ever paid me to report stories. I even make a point that I created Honest Trailers, which offered intelligent media criticism and won Emmy nominations, etc. Notably, Ryan Reynolds, respondent's husband, appeared multiple times on Honest Trailers to promote the movie Deadpool, confirming that my work was trusted by Hollywood publicity teams, including those now adjacent to the respondent. I talk about all the people I've interviewed as a journalist for entertainment journalism, Comic-Con panels I've hosted that made news, etc., etc. I have so much I could go. My Johnny Depp interview, notable. Oh, look at that. There's so much that we've now been able to put in there to really confirm it. But what's really, I think the coup de grace, Kim, that my lawyers were able to do was that I made it, well, two things actually, before I get to the coup de grace. Kim did this amazing coverage where they said we made all that kinds of, the 200 pieces of anti-lively content. Well, Kim did the math. In 2024, we actually made 511 videos. In 2024, we only made 17, I think it was, videos with Miss Lively.
It accounted for about 3.5%.
3.3% of my content last year was about Blake Lively. So during the most important part in question, it actually wasn't a lot of videos. It wasn't until 2025 during the lawsuit. Well, then yes, the streams and stuff went up, but it still has not surpassed our coverage of the Sean Combs trial. And also notice that the Sean Combs trial has a docket that only has 500 docket entries, whereas Lively's is now approaching 700 items, multiple lawsuits. Of course, that requires more attention. The biggest destruction point, though, I saved it for last. I did drop some emails, Kim. I have finally revealed some information that I think is going to blow some minds and blow their case. As my lawyers put together, we emailed both Blake Lively's attorneys and her publicist to invite comment, transparency, or on-the-record participation in Popcorn Planet's news coverage. In the emails, Popcorn Planet disclosed the nature of the story, the tone of the coverage, and made clear intention to both sides. In accordance with the journalistic duty of fair outreach, a composite copy is here. Let's look at that, shall we? Hi, Leslie. I'm writing on behalf of Popcorn Planet. We do extensive coverage. We're looking to see if you'd be interested in being interviewed for a documentary, as the suit claims this was surrounding what happened during the filming. We would love to hear from people who are actively involved or write your personal experience. We'd also like a statement from you regarding the suits. Please let us know. Here's a link to our channel. Thanks so much for taking the time. She wrote back, no, thank you. Okay, well, I tried. No, thank you. Interesting. We also wrote the lawyers. They didn't respond, but the fact that we did do our journalistic job, I reached out to all parties. She responded no. And now you're going to blame me that I'm the one who's biased? You had the chance. In the beginning, look at this, January 23rd, I gave you a chance to give us your side of the argument. And you said, no, thank you. But now I'm the problem. Got it. Nice try. We are journalists. We attempted to reach out. I would have happily taken statements from you and shared them, but you didn't want to provide them. Why? That's not my problem. That's your problem. So overall, there's a lot more that's said. Shout out to Dave Mitchell. My God. And Jack, they did a great job on this. I'm so grateful to my amazing lawyers over there. And bravo to all their hard work. Wait, this one. Yes, I'm going to mine. There's so many documents here. Here it is. Shout out to my team because they did a fantastic job. I want to call out to Jack and David over at Manny Gordon Trial Lawyers. Shout out to them. They crushed it. So grateful. There's so much more we're going to go through in the live to give you the full breakdown of what we did. But I look forward to seeing Blake's response. What's also interesting, Kim, is we're in Tampa now. Like, we know where the judge in New York is standing on these things. But we're going to push for sanctions. We are. And this is a different state, different attitude. It's not as clear cut as she thinks over here. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out. We will see. We had some time to be able to respond to the motion to compel. So now, Florida takes its time a little bit more. It doesn't matter what else is happening out there. They're going to take their time and respond in time once he's gone through everything. So I'm excited to see the next step. If there's a hearing or whatnot, we'll let you know. there is a hearing for Perez Hilton this Thursday, and we are going to be paying close attention because that could affect a lot of other of these. Because if they deny Blake there, obviously we're going to be hopefully using that in ours, or vice versa. They're going to try to use it on theirs. So we will be covering his hearing on Thursday live here on the channel. We'll be here a little earlier. It'll be like 3 p.m. I think we're going to be live Eastern because it's noon. Around 12:15 it starts. So we'll start our live a little earlier, waiting for Ari, who's going to be there. Ari Jacob is going to be covering it for us. And we will not have probably live tweeting, sadly, because this is a Vegas court. But we will have an update at the end, giving you a breakdown as to what happened. And we are hopefully getting word from Perez afterwards as well. We've let his team know that we'll be there reporting for him. And hopefully he'll give us a statement afterwards. So there's still a lot more to come. But I want to thank these amazing lawyers that we've secured. Jack and David did a fantastic job. I feel very confident this is going to be a good luck. Good luck is what I will say, Blake, as you respond. Is Sigrid, whoever it is, you picked the wrong side, in my opinion, Sigrid. She was a rep for one of Virginia Guthrie, and I'm sad she's not on our channel. Support she should be. You picked the wrong team, Ingrid or Sigrid. I think we are going to clean up the floor on this with the judge. I don't know what else they're going to be able to say. I think we've absolutely proved we're journalists, and we've actually gone against the case law they provided and proved that the studies they've shown aren't actually effective, and they have not absolutely pursued the other people as hard as they need to before they come complaining and asking me for me. So good luck. We shall see what happens. Stay tuned. Make sure if you're watching live or on the replay, hit that subscribe. And if you want to watch us go through the full motion, make sure to become a member. Go to our website, PopcornedPlanet.com, become a member over there. Hit the sign up button up top. Any tier will get you access to the member replays, which you can see up in the exclusives section of the website.